What is up, everyone? It's Taylor Bosky here, and today we are going to be getting this cheap Civic ready for a car show that is happening in less than 24 hours. So as you might have saw in the last video, we tidied up the wheels and the brakes and made it look a little more pleasing. But now we gotta get more mechanical, because once I got done with that and started driving it, it started to sound like this. And I've actually been driving it for about a week like that, and it only does that intermittently. Once you start it, it's perfectly fine, but then it gets into a stuttering. At first, I thought it was like a fuel injector problem, but if it was that, it would be more constant. So I think it's a spark issue. So I've got new spark plugs and wires. We're going to put those in, and we're also going to do another aesthetic change to it. Now, make this a bit more Japanese. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to take this hood off, and then we're going to start working on this. Right, so I'm about to start doing the spark plugs, and I cannot stress this enough: do not use an impact gun on these spark plugs, because if these break, you're in for a world of trouble. So I'm going to start here and work my way down. So, a little bit of oil on that one. So, luckily I have the new gaskets coming. That should fix that, but right now, I gotta live with it. So, you always have to gap your spark plugs. For this Honda, it's 0.044 inches. So, I've got my feeler gauge right here. And you just want a light drag on it. And we have that, so this one's good to go in. Yeah, I'm just gonna and always make sure you have it in there finger tight. You do not ever want to try and just ram it in, because if you strip the threads on the inside of it, you're screwed pretty much. So I'm just going to do it hand tight, and I'm just going to do a quick snug on it. So about there, and that should be good. So another thing you want to do, you replace the wires one at a time, because each of these are different lengths. You see, one has to go from here all the way to over here, which means that this one has to be long, and this one that goes from here has to be short. You don't want to get that mixed up. You want to do these one at a time, and you also want to get the position of these right, because if these are wrong, then your engine will run very bad. In some cases, probably won't even run at all. So in this case, the old one's blue, new one's black. Pop her on. Make sure you fully seat it on there. And then put it back into this wire gallery. And put it back on the distributor cap. And that's that one done. Now do the rest. Yeah, I wish I had those gaskets today, but they're not going to be here till tomorrow. These two definitely need it. That right here. clean all this off here too. I am gonna probably do something about this valve cover. But again, that's gotta wait until I get those gaskets. Yeah, that one's not near as bad, but still, definitely is due for one. Still has oil on it too. For the third wire. So last wire off. Set it right here for the seconds. This one doesn't look as bad as the others. Yeah, it's still oily, but still quite worn out. Last plug wire going in, and yes, I did check the gaps on all these before I put them in. And right there. All right. Now the last wire goes on. Right, so this is all done. Just got to clean up the crime scene, and we should be able to start her up. On the button. So this was a major success, but now my plan for this, and yes, I am putting it on top of an old kennel. That's what I got right now. So I've seen a lot of Japanese spec cars, and this is all based on what I've seen in the JDM world, and that is some white cars, especially like this Honda, they usually paint the hoods black, and actually it's a really old school racing trick that they do. It actually started in Dakar when the sun was, they would race for hours on end. And when the sun was going down, if you had like bright glossy paint like this, it could actually reflect the light into your eyes and you couldn't really see. So what they used to do is they used to paint the hoods black. And apparently this is an old thing that goes down in Japan too, especially when you watch Initial D on the GR Corolla. The hood on it sometimes is black, and that's what I'm going with here. So now what I've got to do is I've got to sand this down with whatever sandpaper I got. I know I have some, probably not the right one, but you know, this just be different. Doesn't have to be perfect, just it has to be different. So I'm gonna sand it down and paint it, and we'll see how it goes. So before I start painting, I'm going to mask off the wiper fluid nozzles and the hood emblem, because the wiper nozzles still work, and I want this. I could probably take it off, but I don't want to break it, and it's the only one I have. And I'm going to take this to the show tomorrow, so I don't want a hoodless emblem. So I'm going to mask this up in those, and then we'll get started. Can you tell I've never done this before? I don't have the microphone because it's a lot difficult of trying to do these hyperlapses with that. But yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mask just the emblem and then get the paint behind it. But as you can see, this is my first time ever doing it. So there will be mistakes, but you know, you live and learn. I probably just made a lot of painters cringe at that, but this, it's not perfect, but I think it's good for a first ever effort. I'm not gonna lie, this looks terrible, but gotta keep going. We've committed. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I'll just show you. Yeah, I did terrible. And also, I ran out of paint. But guess what? With all the problems that this car has, I think it fits. So, let's get this back on the car. Now, time to see what it looks like. So I'm here. So far right now, I'm the only one in this class right now. I'm right here in the middle. We got the hot rods over there. You got the rat rods over there. And yeah, the Jeeps are all over here in the one grass pit. So we'll see how this goes. Right now, all the cars are starting to come in. So we'll see how this goes. I was only able to get the Civic here because we got behind on the Charger. So hopefully we'll do good. I'm not expecting to come home with anything. I just want to partake. So let's see what we get. So this has been a massive success. So if you guys like this, follow and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.